Alrighty guys, we're back for some Rabble Rabbits, and this is a Wilds of Eldraine standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with a red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do get that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we got packed into the build here? Well, this one's based around Rabble Rousing. All four of them this time round, guys. This is a 5-mana enchantment with Hideaway 5. So when this permanent enters the battlefield, you look at the top 5 cards of your library, which is a good amount, honestly. 5 cards is a lot. So you exile one face down, then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So whenever you attack with one or more creatures, create that many 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Then, if you control 10 or more creatures, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Nice. So the goal, of course, is to get like 5 creatures on the board, swing in, get 5 citizens, that's 10, and then play that card for free. And what are we trying to play for free here? Well, of course, we got 3 Jetmirs, a Nexus of Revels. This is a 4-mana, 5/4 legendary creature. It's a cat demon. Let's go. Now, creatures you control get +1/+0 and have vigilance as long as you control 3 or more creatures. Nice. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample as long as you control 6 or more creatures. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have double strike as long as you control 9 or more creatures. So at that point, if you're getting that for free off the Rabble Rousing, then you're getting all 3 of those abilities, buffing all of your creatures significantly and probably just winning the game from that swing. But this isn't the only card where we just potentially win a game off the swing, because we also have Moonshaker Cavalry. I almost said Cavalier. Yeah, Cavalry here on the top end. This is an 8-mana 6/6 flying. When Moonshaker Cavalry enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain flying, oh my, and +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So I think it was in the early access event. I think it was, or maybe it was like the first couple days of the new set. I forget right now, where somebody dropped the Rabble Rousing and they found that Moonshaker off of it, and my mind was blown. I didn't even think twice about Rabble Rousing with this card, but that was so cool that of course we had to eventually visit this, right? So, all right, so yeah, maybe we can hit both a Moonshaker Cavalry and have like a Jetmir on the board too, and just go for some seriously big damage. So of course, in a deck like this, we have to have lots of ways to actually just poop creatures onto the board. So opting for all 4 3 blind mice. This is a 3-mana saga. For the first chapter, you create a 1/1 white mouse creature token. Then for chapter 2, chapter 3, you create a token that's a copy of a target token you control. That's pretty cool. So if nothing else, you're creating some more mice, getting those onto the board. And then chapter 4, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. Honestly, pretty cool, man. We don't get to see this too often for some reason, right? I guess there's not too many people playing with token decks or something. But also maybe they just have in the slot in place of it the wedding announcement. But in this deck, we have both of them. So like, you know, why not both? Wedding announcement is going to be great, going to be a great way to potentially draw, but more often than not, we're going to try not to draw and just get a nice wide board state with extra 1/1s. Eventually it flips, buffs the board. It's going to be terrific in here. Yeah. Have a fight rigging as well. So this is a 3-mana Hideaway 5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on creature you control. Then if you control a creature with power 7 or greater, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Well, what the heck's this doing in here? You're just going to be buffing up a mouse the whole time and hoping it gets to 7 somehow? Well, Rabble Rabbits for a reason. Regal Bunnicorn. 2-mana Rabbit Unicorn. Regal Bunnicorn's power and toughness are each equal to the number of non-land permanents. That's important. Non-land permanents you control. So hopefully we get this nice and buffed up with our wide board state. So buffed, in fact, that we can easily just stack a counter onto that and immediately get that hideaway on the fight rigging. And again, we're trying to hit with all these hideaways either Jetmir or the Moonshaker Cavalry. Okay, now we got some mice here, which we're just going to pretend are also rabbits. We got Cheeky House Mouse as our 1-mana cards. This is a 1-mana 2/1. And that's it. But it also has that adventure side, Squeak By, which is actually really sick, guys. There's going to be moments where we can stack that Squeak By sorcery onto like a Regal Bunnicorn and then like play the cheeky house mouse on the same turn, buff the Bunnicorn. It's pretty cool. So target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater this turn. Nice. So I'm interested to see how often that Squeak By actually comes into play. Other than that, for this spot, I was just looking for a 1-mana creature. So it could also be your 1-mana creature of choice. But also I wanted it to be a white creature so I didn't mess up the mana base too much as well. I also have Raging Battle Mouse here. Gonna get that celebration often in this deck. But yeah, 2 mana, 2/1. The second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less to cast. Who knows, man? Being able to spam out a lot of extra cards every turn sounds really good. If you have a Raging Battle Mouse or 2, it would be relatively easy to play out like a Wedding Announcement and then a 2-mana like 3 Blind Mice or something. And getting 2 of those onto the board at the same time. And again, if you have 2 of these, that top ability does stack, so it can be pretty ridiculous, man. We also have a Cabaretti Charm, which does not pair well with the Raging Battle Mouse because it does not get any cheaper. So this would be like the first thing you want to grab. But also this is like a good grab with like the Hideaway cards too because of one of the abilities on here. So this is a 3-mana instant speed. So you get to choose one of these. It either deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. So it acts as a little bit of removal in here. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample until end of turn. Yep, that's probably the one you choose if you were getting this off of a Hideaway or something. And then also create 2 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. So another way to just go wide, maybe buff up that Regal Bunnicorn or something at instant speed at that. So yeah, pretty cool card. A lot of the charms in general, like all the charms that are in standard, seem a little bit underplayed, honestly. So also have a Virtue of Loyalty here, which we kind of want to look at as a 2-mana card because of that adventure side. Ardenvale Fealty is a 2-mana. Create a 2/2 white knight creature token with Vigilance, which is a token that we can copy with 3 Blind Mice Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. That is a pretty solid token to copy too. 2/2 Vigilance is, you know, no joke. Then, if you play this as the Virtue of Loyalty side at the beginning of your end step, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and then you untap those creatures. If you're going wide, that is huge. So it's going to be another great card to potentially hit off of the Hideaways here. So yeah, that's everything already, guys. A mana base that I thought about for a bit. We do have a couple Restless Bivouacs over here, leaning towards the white mana because that's what the deck is heavily leaning towards here. Of course, Who Endures Crucible? Crucible is going to be pretty awesome in here, generating extra tokens. Seat of the Empire, and yeah, like I said, bunch of dual lands that I thought about. I don't think the mana is going to hold us up. Hopefully it doesn't, so we'll see. Honorable mentions, guys. I thought about Hollow Fountain. I really want to revisit this card at some point, but I don't know when or if I'm going to get to, so just a card I thought about for the build. Also, the Huntsman's Redemption. Creating that 3/3 beast could be a sick card to copy with the 3 Blind Mice and stuff, and the other abilities on here seem relatively solid as well, so definitely a card I considered. All right, guys, I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and take it into some ranked and see how we do. All right, guys, we'll see if we can get right into that first match here. Oh, heck yeah, we do. What are we expecting from the build? Jank. But when we go explosive, if we ever get a chance to actually go explosive with this deck, like if we ever actually get a chance to get Rabble Rousing down, I think it's going to be over. I think it's... Oh, this is a bad hand. Oh. Oh dear, opponent goes first? Oh, we should probably mulligan this, right? Yeah, we probably should mulligan that. Yes, this is much better, and we send the Moonshaker back, I guess? Yeah, we probably should. Okay, we got that Restless for turn 1. Battlefield Forge, get that Regal Bunnicorn down. It's going to be a 1/1, though. Restless. Okay, that's not bad. We'll get those down tapped at some point. Oh, we don't have a green source. We're fine. We're fine, guys. We don't need that green source right now. For a while. Denick comes down. Okay. Battle Mouse is probably the play over the Bunnicorn. Right? Then again, no, yeah, no, that's good. That's fine. It depends what we draw too. Another 2 mana card would be excellent, but we only have Battle Mouse and Bunnycorn on 2 mana, so Ravine comes down. Okay, we got some Esper Legends. This is going to be rough. We're going to have to do a lot here. A lot in just a few turns. Regal Bunnicorn number 2. Wow. That's what I'm talking about, dude. I'm going to skip that wedding announcement. Use that Battle Mouse ability. Yeah, we might as well swing. I don't plan on blocking with Battle Mouse, but they get the block with the Ravine, so there's like no point in swinging, but maybe they don't block for some reason. Like they're thinking about it. Okay. Worthwhile. If we were planning on blocking with Raging, or if we like needed to block with it, then obviously we wouldn't have swung there because there's no actual benefit. Virtue on their turn, huh? Okay. Maybe they plan on buffing that with Rafine's ability, or using, or yeah, something that needs that extra creature on the board. Yeah, these Bunnicorns can get out of hand really fast, dude. It's too bad we don't have a green source, but yeah, we didn't want to mulligan down to 5 by any means. Obviously, Wedding Announcement's going to help us get that Bunnicorn nice and stocked up. Hopefully above a Seat of the Empire range. Endemic back. Raging Battle Mouse. Holy cow, dude. Seeing all these 2 mana cards is like kind of absurd, man. Like, this is really good. Like, we just drew so well overall. Both of the Battle Mouse are going to buff too, so we're probably going to go... Let's see, do they trade into that Denic? Or, yeah, do they trade Denic into Raging? I think they do. We're going to keep the Battle Mouse available, and we're just going to buff the Regal Bunnicorns, and maybe they chump a couple times. Cut down. Oh, man. Well, I guess we chose good targets then, right? They double block? Oh, double block's really good. Oh, crap. Okay, we got the damage through. We're probably in trouble, though. Cheeky House Mouse, okay. They still have the blocks. If we go Squeak By, they still have good blocks. Unless they full swing. No. This still has Vigilance, so... Squeak By is it can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater this turn. Unfortunately, yeah, the Vigilance... Unless they buff it. Oh, no, they go into the Denic. Darn. Okay. If I would have swung with 1 Bunnicorn, that probably would have tempted them even more to double block it, right? Right? Maybe? If we would have swung with 1, though, we would have gotten a creature instead of the draw, but I think the draw was equally as fine there. Come on, green source off the top would be decent. Oh, that Denic is stacked, dude. All right, let's take it. I think we're in trouble regardless. They're gaining 6 back up to 19. Since we're in trouble regardless, we risk it, just take it, we see what we see. Oh, no green source for the Jetmir. It wouldn't have buffed too much, but still breaks my heart, huh? Restless Bivouac isn't bad. They probably win with the swing in the air next turn off of Rafine. They can easily buff that above. So we're gonna Squeak By with the Regal Bunnicorn, force them to block with their Knight, unfortunately. Yeah, they still get the terrific block. We are forced to block 3 on the ground. They might just take the 6 too. Like they don't have to block with the 2/2. Yeah, not when they gained that much from the Denic, and they plan on gaining that much this turn too. So full swing, plug all the counters onto Rafine. Has a high chance of ending the game, right? Oh, Virtue. I mean, it could still... They go Virtue before combat, but yeah, they could still end the game. Denic back up to 19. It's not going to be a full swing. They must have land in hand. They go on to that Denic. We're double blocking this for sure, dude, depending on what happens here. Okay. My poor Regal Bunnicorn. But this is... Ah, then they just cast it back with flying next turn, dude. Going back up to 19. Okay, I'll just take the 2. It's like I said, like, we're in so much trouble anyways that, like, we need some kind of miracle. That is not it. Overall, I'd say we drew pretty well. Things were, like, working out pretty well. Yeah, not seeing the green source and having to mulligan that first hand definitely slowed us down significantly here. Like, Jetmir would have been pretty gross this game. They gained a ton of extra life from this Dennett. So we get this down, and now the Raffine officially wraps up this game next turn, and Dennett untapped from the Virtue too, so we don't even have a terrific swing, but wow, dude. Wow, we had a sick board state, but going up against a top-tier meta deck, we just couldn't keep up pace with all this. Swing with just the Raffine. What if we had spot removal? I guess Ward 1 protects them since we only have 2 mana. Okay. Oh yeah, dude. Game number 2, we're gonna draw so much better. Although, like I've been saying, we drew pretty well. We drew pretty well, just not for, like, this particular, like, matchup, if that makes sense, right? Yeah, I think that's how I want to explain that. Because, like, yeah, we were seeing good things off the top that we wouldn't mind seeing normally. And then seeing the second card that needed the green source. Even if we saw, like, a Rabble Rousing off the top, we didn't even have 5 mana. Dude, yeah, we were in trouble. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Yes. Yes, this is so much better, dude. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm very excited now. Got that Thicket for next turn, probably right into Raging Battle Mouse, because we have, well, yeah. Battle Mouse for the turn. Seeing the mana off the top, totally fine, dude. Totally fine. If we see a 1 or 2 mana card, doing 2 things next turn is better than 1, that's for sure. Do they want to take this out on their turn is the question. We do have green in the deck, so it could be some protection when it comes time. Well, like, we know we don't have protection, but the opponent doesn't. Oh, hey, Marshall. Nice. Regal Bunnicorn number 2. Again. Like, how good does that actually... Like, that is so good, dude. We're not going to swing with this. This is a great trade for both of us. That's an equal trade that we don't want to take because Regal Bunnicorn needs to stay above their knights as well, so... and we don't want to lose any creatures because Jetmir is going to come down next turn too. Land off the top wouldn't even hurt our feelings at this point because eventually Rabble Rousing is going to come down on turn. They keep 3 open with the blue source, guys. Well, does our favorite little cat demon land on this board? That's the question. Let's do it. Come on, Jetmir. Woo! Okay, swing for the Vigilance, and now they can totally take that trade with the Battle Mouse if they want. Gonna be Werefox Bodyguard. Oh no, I should have known. So that lowers everything. So they take 1 away. Okay, they take the Jetmir. That's good because they get that trade then without actually trading. And then actually they could have blocked a Bunnicorn too since they were gonna lose, but they didn't want to lose the Marshal. Oh no, guys, was it as simple as a Werefox Bodyguard? Rabble Rousing comes down next turn, but these Bunnicorns are just in trouble now, you know what I mean? Like, if we go Rabble Rousing, swing, we get 2 more, they're 5/5s, they double block. Nah, dude, we do this. They don't have any blue sources open, so no counterspell, we gotta do this. Nothing terrific, but like Virtue of Loyalty is pretty decent, isn't it? Another Bunnicorn could be good, but yeah, like Virtue of Loyalty is probably the grab there. Like I said, they're going up to 5/5s. Oh no, Elspeth Smite, dude! Oh no! We're in trouble, man. We're in serious trouble. We didn't play with this one in my Knight build, but we did play with Elspeth Smite. Ossification! There's so much removal, guys. Oh no. Okay. Do we chump? No. The vigilance on this. Tap, create a 2/2 white and blue Knight creature token with vigilance. Activate only if you cast 2 or more spells this turn. Okay. That's a sick addition, opponent. I like that. Alright, no blocks. We're taking the damage. Dude. A brutal lineup of removal from the opponent here for this game. Invasion for 1. They're setting up for lethal for next turn because they got the tap on that too. Guys, oh no, and they have great blockers too. We can't swing because we lose both of these and only gain 2, and then we draw on the wedding instead of getting a creature. But then we're going to be forced to block next turn because they have lethal on the board. Wow, dude. This is what I'm talking about, man. Invasion for 2. I wonder if maybe those take some pressure off of our face. I think it's just a full swing to our face, but I suppose they could play the long game now that they're nice and wide. And these all have vigilance too, don't they? So, all right. That is all yours, buddy. That is all yours. Because I don't want to lose any of my creatures. Ah, man. Was there a way to get around that Werefox Bodyguard when they had the 3 open? No, not really. Unless we just chose not to swing for the turn instead, right? I suppose we're still going wide pretty good here, but yeah, it's too little too late, and then by the time our Virtue of Loyalty hits too, it's not like it ends the game then and there. They can go -2 again. That is what they do. Stacking up that emblem, dude. Look at this. Man, I wish we could have showcased a match like this for our Knight build yesterday, or whenever that video is going up. Yeah, I suppose it would be yesterday's video. Was the Knight video? Maybe? I don't know. I guess technically I never know the order that they'll be put out, but yeah. So, like, double block there. We're like dead regardless, because this is going through in the air. And there's 10, 15, 20, so even if we... I guess if we actually spread it out, it's still going to be 15 damage regardless. Good game, opponent. Now that was a rough time, man. And the removal really hit its mark. That Elspeth Smite was brutal too. Woo! Woo, buddy. Okay, well... Let's keep on rolling. I was feeling pretty good. Like, the way we drew, I was like, oh man, like, we're gonna pop off this game for sure. And then we just got picked apart, dude. Yeah, I think the big thing there, the big takeaway was anticipating the bodyguard and not attacking. Then they would have picked up the Jetmir, and then we wouldn't have lost something to the bodyguard blocking. Because the bodyguard dropping at a 3/3 instead of a 2/2 was huge because of the marshal, right? So, oh no, guys, no green sources again. Well, I still don't know if this is a mulligan, but we got this, dude. We got this. I mean, we knew... Ooh, Rabble Rousing. We knew the deck was going to be janky, but, like, at the same time, we totally got this, dude. Weaver. Oh no, they went first, too. Enchantments is scary to say the least. I'm gonna do our dandiest to attempt that Raging Battle Mouse. And we got Regal and Virtue next turn for 3 mana. If Battle Mouse survives the turn, of course. Against Selesnya enchantments, the cards that like generate a bunch of chump blockers, like you'd think they would be good, but when they end up having trample off of Audacity and like Kami of Transience and everything, it ends up being a pretty rough matchup. So we'll see, It depends what we're able to pull off here. Green source, let's go. Okay, so I'd love to get that 3 blind mice down, but going Bunnicorn into Virtue and then having this token to copy off the 3 blind mice when it comes time seems a little bit better. I don't even think they block here, guys. And if they do, it's a good trade. They'd probably take the 3. Yeah, because Weaver of Harmony can pick up multiple creatures when they play removal here, like Ossification or Circle. And then they use Weaver. See, we're going to be keeping that 2/2 around because they're going to want to pick up Bunnicorn probably. And then that's still a much better token to copy with the 3 Blind Mice. Wedding Announcement generating. Thicket comes out tapped, so we'll probably want to do that for the turn. 3 Blind Mice. Rabble is ready for next turn, guys. We have, if we can keep creatures onto this board, we have a pretty good chance, I would say. Wedding Announcement's going to flip. That's going to buff their board state, so we actually don't have a terrific swing unless they decide to get greedy with a swing on their end. But then, from their perspective, we have terrific blocks. Michiko's Reign of Truth. Yes, tap that Weaver and swing. That would be great for us. Yes. Oh, they'll still have a 2/2 though, because Wedding Announcement's going to flip. Oh. For some reason, I thought they were putting it all onto 1, but yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense. We could chump 1. We take 10. Okay. Don't forget, Michiko is going to get that ability next turn, too. Wedding Announcement was good. We just gotta go. We gotta go, man. Rabble Rousing coming down. Nothing great again. Actually, Cabaretti Courtyard isn't terrible, but also like 3 Blind Mice generating more tokens for us throughout this game. Okay, 3 Blind Mice. Swing, get 2. And the vigilance on these are really good. Going wide effectively, and if we can keep all 5 creatures, we'll have 10 with the swing next turn. Maybe chump blockers for days at that point. Well, actually, we're going to be forced to chump this turn, I would say, because they're probably going to try to remove our 2/2s. Yep. Weaver. Remove the other 2/2 so we can't copy it. Oh, they go Rabble Rousing. Okay, no, that makes a lot more sense, guys. Rabble Rousing 2/2. Now we have... No, they take the 3 Blind Mice. Okay, borrowed time hits anything, and I'm still in like the mindset of, oh, they should hit a creature here. But no, yeah, that makes sense unless we have enchantment removal, because at that point, that could get gross really fast. Okay. We're, I guess, in trouble? Fight rigging. Virtue of Loyalty is the play, right? Full swing, they block one of these. That's not great. If we swing with the vigilant creatures anyways. Okay. A trade into one of the vigilant creatures is fine. Okay. They accept that trade, they take 2. Because we're at 10, so taking pressure off of our face instead of like maintaining a wide board state. Then again, if we maintain a wide board state, that's an extra counter going onto another creature. I don't know, man. I feel like I could have maybe played this one out a little better, but also that Weaver of Harmony just gobbling everything up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah. Yeah, no, that one Weaver of Harmony. Oh no, guys. Well, the 3/3, yep. And then they could swing with that 2/2, and I guess that's a better trade for them. So we'll go down to 8 for the turn. Excuse me. I don't know if this Moonshaker is actually going to be able to get cast out, but seeing the 6th mana is actually pretty decent. Let's get that fight rigging down, see what we see. Jetmir. I mean, it's probably Jetmir, right? And then we get Wedding Announcement down. We're not swinging. We'll start buffing the mouse, I suppose. It doesn't really matter, though. No attacks, and if they find another piece of removal, then it's just over. Well, not necessarily. We still have the chump blocker from the announcement. They still have 4 cards in hand, guys. This generated way too much value. being able to pick up 2 cards per each time. Rough business, dude. Yeah, they did that 3 times over. So they had 3 2-for-1s, except they had to tap down and use a mana for Weaver, but still, it's still considered that way as far as card advantage goes. Kami, oh my goodness, it's not removal, but this does have trample now. Swing for 9, forcing the chump. Even if 7th mana off the top doesn't help. We have chumps next turn. That Kami of Transience could still end this. I'm thinking, like, do we cycle or do we get this down and see if we can draw? See, like, Moonshaker Cavalry isn't even going to buff this board too much because of the forced chumps next turn. We'll just play it as a land. We'll see what ends up happening here. Let's get this above Kami of Transience just in case they don't have something to actually, like, buff it or something, you know what I mean? You never know. They might only have, like, mana in hand. Then again, they'll get something. Yeah, let's see what they do with this restoration. About 30 minutes in. I still believe in the deck, guys. I believe in us. Let's do this. Overall, it's been a pretty tough uphill week. A lot of really tough battles, a lot of removal. Now, this one in particular, I didn't include a lot of removal in here because we're trying to get explosive as fast as possible before the opponent runs away with the game. Oh, no! Touch the Spirit Realms. But in this match in particular, you could see the importance of just extra spot removal, that Weaver of Harmony absolutely just splitting this deck apart. They can also take that fight rigging away too. Not like they have to because they want to hit our creatures because the trample on the transients. Good game, opponent. Woo! Woo! I mean, Selesnya Enchantments is always going to be a tough uphill battle though. So don't get me wrong, right? But at the same time, that is tough business, bro. Let's see if we can get the deck to do a fun thing here and potentially the last match of the evening, because these have been taking a little longer, but we're going to try our dandiest to get 2 more games in for sure. Let's see if we can get right into that next game. Okay, opponent, what you bring it to the table, buddy? Something like of equal jank value would be much appreciated, because so far the deck has not been great against the meta. Oh dear. Oh dear, we do not. You know what? I'm keeping it. Any land off the top, even another Plains, would totally be fine for a couple turns, right? With this hand. Hello, opponent. Hello, buddy. The mana coming down. Okay, yeah, there we go. We got our green source. Bunnicorn. Maybe it should have been Virtue instead. Maybe. Beldon. Yeah, Virtue could have... No, it was a 3/3. Well, I'd say 3 Blind Mice isn't bad. The question is, how much are we going to have to chump here? Keeping Bunnicorn back to block Kamano could be fine, but burn happens. Okay, we're going to keep it because maybe it gets Lightning Strike off of our face. Godric. Yikes, dude. Yikes. 7 damage. Do we chump the Feldon and let them see one off the top? Dude, we've been in so much trouble with this deck. We're taking it. Godric is going to continuously fly in. We got our red source. And this is potentially removal for that Godric when it comes time, if we don't die next turn. More chump blockers could be fine. More ways to buff the Regal Bunnicorn. Keeping Regal Bunnicorn back as a blocker is going to be essential for the turn, even though at this point we might actually have a chance of outpacing mono red, which doesn't feel like the correct thing to say there, but I think there's a small chance. Squeeze! Godric getting that flying again for the turn puts us in so much trouble, dude. Blocking Feldon lets them choose from the top 6. Just find that burn, end the game that way. I think we're going to have to block there. Get rid of those. Double block Etching. Take 7 down to 2. Yikes, dude. Regal Bunnicorn losing all of its power. Losing all tokens means none of the 3 blind mice is doing the thing. Yeah, the flying on the Godric is rough, guys. Very, very rough. Okay. It's still above the squee. Yeah, and then they get to see one with the Feldon, which could, of course, help them find more, too. What did they find with it? I didn't see. Phoenix Chick, that's going to be more flying in the air. No. Okay, Virtue of Loyalty. We also had that at instant speed if we wanted to do that before the sagas happened, right? I think that would have worked. So Cabaretti Charm deals 4 damage to the Godric. We could always wait to see what they end up doing on their turn, because this is instant speed. Deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control, so they could kill some of our creatures off first. We could go more blockers. Now, I think we go 4 damage to the Godric, and we have to save all blockers back again. Honestly, dude, it could be Mountain, Godric number 2. No, it's just going to be Lightning Strike to our face. Aw, man. All right, 36 minutes in. We're going for it, guys. One more game. I believe in us, and even if we lose, hopefully everyone still enjoyed the build overall. Enjoyed what we're trying to do here today. I know there's a lot of Rabble Rousing fans, and I am one of them, so I think we have a great chance. And that last game, too, really showcased how fast it could potentially go. However, of course, Mono Red is just a little bit faster as well. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and pause until we find that next match here. All right, we found that next game. Easy peasy. It did take a lot longer for some reason that time, but still. Cheeky House Mouse for a couple turns. Opponent goes first. Well, I'm not scared. Are you guys scared? I'm not. Okay, Plains. Recruitment Officer. Okay. Raging Battle Mouse is a good draw. Let's get mouse number 1 down. Might want to go Crucible instead of the Forge. Take less damage here, depending on what we draw. And then being able to go Mouse and Announcement on turn 3 is really good. I think that's an acceptable trade, right? Based on what we have in hand and everything. 1 mana card for a 1 mana card, but theirs is a 3/1 buff with warding and everything. Jetmir's Garden, we're going to stick to the plan. Raging Battle Mouse. Hopefully they don't go right into Brutal Cathar, because that would really hurt our turn 3 plans. We're going to skip the Who Endures for now, too, because we might need that at some point. An Island comes down. Siege Veteran. Okay, it's going to be Azorius Soldiers. Okay. 3's going to get through this time. We need that Battle Mouse on the board. Nice and healthy. Second White Source. Oh, yeah, we needed that second White Source anyways, so. Cheeky. And Wedding. Ow. It's a good trade for us, isn't it? I'm going for that swing. I'm going for it, dude. Pretty bad draws, seeing nothing but land, but, you know, Wedding Announcement is at least on this board and will generate a lot of value for us. Getting it down right on turn 3 can be huge. Yeah, Valiant Veteran. Still have a great double block into that Siege Veteran, but they just go counter onto it in full swing. Yeah. 9 damage. Should probably chump this. We shouldn't take 9 this turn, I don't think. Oh no, more land. Oh no, guys, this can't be the last game, can it? I guess we'll keep Who Endures and the Jetmir's Garden open for the... I should have played one of the Jetmir's Gardens, though. That was an oopsie daisy. Well, no, not necessarily, because maybe we'll have to cycle out both of them, you know what I mean? Maybe. I know one thing, a lot of the decks this week have to be labeled jank, as we've had too many uphill battles, and we're only in gold, guys. Oh no. Oh no. I guess there's something to be said about everyone playing to rank up in this early October too. I suppose that does make a little bit of sense, right? Holding back for the turn. They don't want the double block into the Copper Coat, which means they don't have any fancy thing with that planes. They also don't know what's in hand either, so let's see what we draw. Moonshaker Cavalry. That's not something we want to draw. Alright, double block here. Guys, we're in like some serious danger. Harbin in hand too, so... Jetmir! You're a turn late, buddy. That's pretty awesome, dude. Okay. It's a good draw, I would say. Let's get this down. Get Jetmir down. Jetmir's like a decent blocker. No attacks. Wedding announcement flips. Yeah, this is solid, dude. Even if it was a turn late, it's totally fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rabble Rousing off the top, win the game. No, probably not. We'd have 6 on the board, and the 3 that we're attacking with would get buffed twice and have Vigilance and Trample. No, they would already be tapped. No, yeah, they have Vigilance right now, so they would swing, and the Rabble Rousing would generate the 3 creatures, then they would get that Trample as well. Just pretty sick. They go for Recruitment Officer. They still have 2 open to play that Harbin. They find Harbin number 2. Again, still have terrific blockers. Wedding Announcement off the top. We're going to play this land just for the sake of having more on the board for, like, you never know. Maybe we'll get to 8 mana for the Cavalry, right? Nothing actually great to hit here off of anything else. And a swing, we have Vigilance, would be block with Officer. Pretty easy block there, I would say. But all they have to do is fly in next turn, huh? Whenever you attack with 5 or more. Oh, they only have 4 to attack with. Alright. That's our 6th mana. While I don't think we survive, there's a small chance. Too easy of a block into that Jetmir for sure. At any point, like, they haven't found a single Brutal Cathar yet too, so that's what they could do with the Recruitment Officer now that they have 3 open. What'd they find? Dusk Legion Duelist for another soldier. That could... Oh, that obviously pairs really well with the Siege Veteran then. Oh, 7th mana. Oh no, Harbin just flies in next turn. We're at 2, guys. How do we get so low? Aw, man. Aw. Well, good game. Also, they just fly in with everything now that they actually have 5 soldiers on the board too. So I guess we should have had a fun swing for last turn, right? Good game, opponent. We'll drop let's drop them one of these. I don't get to use that emote too often. Yeah, GG. Okay, 43 minutes in. How y'all feeling? We can't let that be the last one, right? Just getting wrecked by soldiers? We gotta keep going. Come on. We got this, man. Even though we're moving backwards in gold, it doesn't matter. I'm still having fun slamming down cat demons. Cat demons and rabbit unicorns. We literally have the best creature types packed into this deck, huh? Alright, opponent. I need you to do me a favor, okay? Bring some equal value jank to this table for me. Let's have a ball for the last game, huh? Equal level jank. Okay, good hand. Good hand. Get ready for the turn 2 Battle Mouse over the turn 1 Cheeky House Mouse. Because then on turn 3, we do 2 things if the Raging Battle Mouse survives. Drawing the Moonshaker Cavalries hasn't been terrific. We obviously want to try our dandiest to find that on the Rabble Rousing. Okay, we get that down. Cheeky House Mouse as a creature. 3 blind mice. All the rats. Go, go, go. Swinging for 3-2. Down to 17. Just a mana away from that rousing. In hand, of course. I'm saying we might have to wait a couple turns. Vran. Swing for 2. Let the 2 go through, and then Vran also does the thing, which is pretty brutal. Vran is, like, super underplayed, dude. There's so many underplayed creatures. Standard's ridiculous, man. Like, the power level, is it really that bad? Yeah, I guess it is, huh? Yeah, Vran is so underplayed. They're gaining some life back with that, too. Of course, once you start comboing with cards like Jajar, too, and then I'm assuming that new card, the one that generates rats, is in there, too. Bivouac full swing would be decent, but I think it's just announcement for the turn. Get as much ready. Well, do they double block this? Probably not. Cheeky House Mouse is going to swing. If it's a double block, that's pretty good for us. Yeah. Okay. Another 1-1. If we see a land off the top, guys, this might be the game. This might be the game, guys. Come on. Marduk's going to do its dandiest, though. I know it. 3 blind mice is going to be chapter 3, so we're going to copy another mouse next turn. Or we could copy a human, that's fine too. And then turn 4, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. So that could also help us wrap up the game, even if we don't see anything fancy off the Rabble Rousing. Oh, they got rid of our... Well, that's not too bad. Nothing else from the opponent there. Fight rigging, not the mana that we were hoping for, but it still helps us get the, well, ooh, Rabble Rousing. Is that really what we want to stack underneath a fight rigging? Over a Jetmir or something? We're pretty far. We're pretty far. We'll grab the Rabble Rousing. We'll go on to that House Mouse and see. Again, I don't think it's a double block. I think we squeak by, if you will. Okay, Wedding Announcement gets us another creature, and next turn it flips, buffing this wide board state. Worst case scenario, guys, is obviously a board wipe before we're able to get that Rabble Rousing down, which would break my heart. I believe in us. I do. I think this is the game. I think this is the match, man. You know, if this was like Meat Hook Massacre Standard still, then we would just know that it was over because the opponent would just drop Meat Hook. Oh. Rite of Oblivion, they just flash it back to get rid of the Wedding Announcement. Oh, we found the land. Go, 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 go. Bro, this is the one. This is the one. Swing. Go for it. Moonshaker, opponent, don't concede. I gotta see this damage. Let's go. we got there. Oh, I'm so happy right now. Okay, whew. Whew, I'm gonna be carrying that with me for a while, huh? We can't ask for a better last match, guys. We can't. Like, come on, dude. Oh, as soon as the Rabble Rousing, as soon as it landed, I was like, oh no, the opponent's gonna concede. But like, no, we got to play it out. We saw. Oh man, woo, woo. Bro, the way it just felt like my team won the Super Bowl. Ah, jeez, huh? Wow. Woo. Okay. Here's the deck list again, guys. What a rough time, dude. Holy cow. What do we need? More removal, I guess. But, you know, you go up more removal, you better make sure it's like the kind of removal that can also generate value for you too. So maybe like a third Cabaretti Charm. But at that point, like with the opponents having way too much removal too, you're not going to have too many creatures. You know, I guess like the top ability on the Cabaretti Charm shouldn't be what we had to worry about the most. We wanted to generate creatures faster than whatever the opponents were doing and then pop off before we have to worry about removal. But that's simply just not the case, and we're asking for a lot by doing that, right? The one of Fight Rigging was still fine, but I think we could successfully drop that. I think it's a really neat combo with the Regal Bunnicorn and just another way to get more hideaways off and more Jetmirs and Moonshakers and stuff, but I could see dropping the Fight Rigging. I could. The mana was fine. We didn't see green too often, but we're really splashing green for a small variety of cards, and even those cards we don't mind hitting off the hideaway anyways. You know, obviously if you look at this, it's majority white and we're splashing green, and then we have red in here for Raging Battle Mouse, so we can spam out more stuff on the same turn and utilize that celebration to get extra damage through as well. Also fitting like that little mouse theme in here where I made the joke where all the mice in here are actually just rabbits for the day, which yeah, that's kind of silly though, isn't it? Anyways, the green sources were fine. Would I add any? Probably not. It seemed like the mana base was pretty greedy, so maybe we do want to go up like a forest or something, or I don't know, man. Maybe we need to reconfigure some of the dual lands over here too. So, to recap, I just rambled a lot of stuff off. To recap, we can probably drop Fight Rigging successfully. How much land do we have in here? 25 total seemed about right, because you want to get to 5 mana at some point in the match to get that Rabble Rousing down and hopefully win that turn like we did there. So 25 is right. I wouldn't go down any land. I don't think 26 would be too excessive, especially when we flooded out that one game too. Although, being able to cast out the Moonshaker Cavalry could really come in handy, being able to play this out for 8. But even then, 25 mana, you're still going to see 8 at some point, so. What do we drop to go up some removal? Because the more removal we go up, the less creatures we get onto the board. And the less creatures we get onto the board, the less likely we are to pop off. So, maybe we drop down to 2 Moonshaker Cavalries, keep the 3 Jetmirs. That way there's 5 cards that we really like hitting off the Rabble Rousing. That doesn't seem like much though, does it? Maybe we don't drop that. Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. What would you add or take out? Let me know in the comments. I think we need more removal. As much as I hate to admit that, right? I never play with enough removal. But I don't know what to take out here. I really don't. I just like the Fight Rigging, but going up 1 piece of removal, it still doesn't seem like enough. Like looking at that Enchantments game where that Weaver just completely broke us apart into a million pieces, and like what? They played like 4 to 5 pieces of removal that each one worked with the Weaver, and so they just gobbled up everything that we could possibly spam out. We needed to remove that. And so like 1 piece isn't going to be enough. We need one other. What kind of removal would it be? Yeah, this is where I need the community's help for sure, because I can't think of anything right now. So definitely let me know in the comments. And guys, if you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. Sorry for the uphill battles this week, man. I hope you still had just as much fun as I did that last match. Like, I'm going to be carrying that joy with me, like, all week, dude. Like, that's all we needed, man. That's all we needed. 1 game that was just exactly what we wanted to see. So, okay, guys. Hey, I will see you in the next video.